A road trip to Durban is on no one's easy win list, and for this young and experienced Red side who are struggling to string performances together, the Sharks will be well and truly circling for this one, round 10 of Super Rugby. Hello everyone and welcome along to Cornflake's Crib, your home of Rugby Challenge 3 and the Super Rugby matchup of the weekend from round number 10. It is the Sharks versus the Reds, and this one is a home match for the South African franchise. Their team going into today's matchup looks as strong as it had all season long, yet the side struggles with one major factor, and that is consistency. It's a very good looking pack, and you look at it and say any pack with guys like Tendai and Taurera, Van Vuren, Oosterhuizen along the front row, the timber of guys like Hiron Andrews in the second row, Van der Walt, Dupree, Andrew Millen in the back row is definitely one that can stand up. The back line full of talent, but Kerwin Bosch is the only one really standing up for the Sharks side. He needs another big one, but he needs the support from his outside back partners, the likes of Volvo and Corsi, need to stand up with the fullback for today's game. The Sharks at home, you've got to put this one down, is a game they should be winning, but the way their consistency is gone, you just never know the sort of performance that the Sharks side is going to put down on the field. You're up against the Reds, who are definitely inexperienced, but they don't know what it's like to travel to Africa. Today, they get that test. And today, they learn what South Africa is all about. Here is the starting 15 for the Reds, and it is incredible. The youth that the side is pulling through. 7 of the starting 8 forwards are 21 or 22 years old. They don't know what the last 15 years have been like playing for the Reds without a victory in Durban. That is something they definitely have on their side. Scott Higginbotham is the only one that really knows that pain. It is a big side and a big performance as well. 4 years it's been since they've won in South Africa. So a lot going against this Red side to kick off the match. A lot relies on that pack though to get them that forward momentum, and they've got a back line led by Karevi that can certainly do some damage if they're given the chances. Big players need big performances, and that's what the Reds need, these experienced guys to stand up. And it will be the home team to kick off today's fixture. The Sharks playing in the black, and of course, the Queensland Reds. 3 guesses for you all. They're playing in the red. Underway we go. Kicked off from Robert Dupree and picked up nicely by Angus Scott Young, and impact the Reds with first use of the football. Isaac Rodder away to Fiawi Sortier. Chris Fiawi Sortier beats him through the line. Kerwin Bosch can't stop him, and Chris Fiawi Sortier, a great start for the visiting Reds. 1 breakdown, 1 line break, 1 try. And how about that for the Reds? Out of nowhere, bust Chris Fiawi Sortier, leaves the defenders for dust, and then Kerwin Bosch, his best impression of a tackle, is left wayward and lying on the ground as Fiawi Sortier runs away to score the first points, pretty much straight off the whistle. Great attacking play. Isaac Rodder down the short side, spots the room, and an elusive and dangerous customer is Fiawi Sortier, and he is the one to start things underway. Got nicely around 2, almost behind the sticks, which was a good little run. The defence just cutting them off to the left-hand side. Here is Bryce Hegarty. The chance to make it 7 inside 5 minutes. What a start by the Reds. Couldn't have dreamt of this. It's 7-0. Reds over the Sharks early on. A great start here in Durban. Back to halfway instantly for Rob Dupree. He kicked off and then he ran back to go under his sticks, and now he's back to halfway. Will not be what he wanted to do at all as Isaac Rodder takes the kick off down. He tosses it as well. Great turnover from Grant Hedden, and the Sharks come wide out to Nkosi, who's lost it. Salakalo too with a big turnover back to the Reds. Now it's desperation time for the visiting side because they want to clear this 22, but they've lost the ball back. Dupree out wide, a little grabber through from Van Wyk, but it's been stolen, and Karevi just drops it on the toe, picked up from Volvo. Going left side, Esterhuizen back in field towards Kieran Van Vuren, who charges into the tackle. And just outside the 22 now, the Sharks. Away to Brea. Oh, big charge! And knocked on from Luwazi and Volvo. Overlap on the short side. And Robert de Brea almost fed it to him on a silver platter. But Volvo couldn't hang on. Too hot for left winger.
Set.
Tate McDermott has the ball to feed the scrum for the Reds just outside their own 22. They want to get this out and clear it straight away. Solid scrum. No, it's not! It's a destroyed scrum. The Sharks pile on late, and it's there for Louis Schroeder, who goes to the right through Van Vlyk. Here's Nkosi looking for runners, but can't find him, and a good tackle from the only try scorer for Ali Sortier. Here is Tendai Tawera. Has his forward partner, Jacques Vermeulen, right on tap as he offloads. Here is Van Vuren again. Away to Dan de Brea. Goes wide. Esterhuizen stopped. And he had support. He was looking for the overlap of once again a Volvo. Here's Robert de Brea. Vermeulen's involved once more. Van Vuren inside to Ruben van Heerden, who takes it right on the 22, left to right. Go the Sharks. Robert de Brea, big pass. Well done from Esterhuizen. Giving a nicely out to Luwazi and Volvo, who this time finishes beautifully on the left side. Caught by surprise, the Reds, as Esterhuizen got a great pass away. The players stuck to positions. No one moved as the Sharks swung left to right. And it was the same guys building combinations, and a Volvo showing great speed to get up over the line and in for the try. De Brea's pass that built it, and then it was a great ball from Andre Esterhuizen away to Esterhuizen, and in for the try goes a Volvo. Express speed and good work too from the tight head prop to offload that as soon as possible. And the Sharks strike back. 7-5 kick to come from Rob de Brea. It's a tough one though, way out on the left-hand side. He steps up, strikes it well, and de Brea puts it over. And the Sharks fight straight back. 7-7. The Reds lead has been pulled in. 21 gone. Back to the drawing board for Hegarty and the boys in red. As he kicks off for the first time in the match, he's shanked a little bit to the left side. It's gone very high. It's not a bad kick after all. And it's a great offload. Nkosi running straight through. Here comes the Reds. Stewart chasing. Fairly Saltaire. They put him down. Great chase back from the Reds. And Sefa Naivalu, eventually the one that made the tackle. And Tawera turns it back. Numbers to burn. Try for days out here. They can't get it through. And the Volvo's in touch. Oh my word, how did they stuff that up? De Brea went early. He's seen a Volvo out there, but the defence this time covered nicely to stop them short. Into touch too for Alex Murphy, who throws into the back. McDermott goes away to Hamish Stewart, who's up in the line. It's a first receiver, and he barrels this into touch outside the 22. A little bit of relief there for the Reds, who went pretty close to going from a 7-0 lead to a 14-7 deficit. The danger, though, is not over as Van Vuren throws to the front and Van Heerden drags it down. They look to use their back line and they go straight through Van Vlyk, who charges to centre field. It's there for Esterhuizen. Playing scrum half, the big man. Here is a shot, a goal, a chop goal from Rob de Brea. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Murphy pulls in, and the Reds turn into attack. Oh, they've lost it. Intercept ball, out wide and Kelsey just about steals 1 feet from the night. It's close to the line though for the Sharks. Great ball from de Brea. They've got to score it here. Out wide they eventually go, and it will be Hiron Andrews who scores for the Sharks. And that point of turnaround has happened now for the home team. 7-0 behind. Now they lead 14-7. Well, they can thank the right winger Nkosi for his turnover of possession. And the Reds were absolutely in disarray. They couldn't recover, and it was so close to the line. They were really desperate. They had to cover the ruck, and they did that well. But it's when the Sharks went wide. Great pass from Van Vuren. who found his big second rower out there, wide open, no one in front of him, and Hiron Andrews, the big tall timber, tumbles over for the Sharks' second try. And a similar spot for Rob Dupree. If he can pop this one over, it'll be an impressive turnaround as we head towards half-time. 5 minutes left in the first. And Dupree adds the extra 2, 14-7. The Sharks have completed an impressive turnaround after an explosive start from the Reds. It's come quickly, tumbling down as the Sharks regain control. Higgity back to halfway for his second shot at kicking off, and this time he decides to go to the right-hand side. It's another high one. It's well placed and it's well taken, and again well turned over. As the Sharks attack once more. And Volvo away through Van der Volts, turning it back to Van Vuren.
Release.
And they just managed to keep it tight, and now a kick away from Louis Schroeder, trying to find his way away from Hamish Stewart, who turns it now on the 22, looking to make something happen there. He probably should have just kicked that out. In a dangerous area, the Reds wanting to play. Here's Fowie Sortia. Oh, he's lost it! That's terrible! Esterhuizen picks it up, and it's chance now for the Sharks. Esterhuizen charges the tackle, the big prop, doing the hard work. Here's Vermeulen. Left side, Esterhuizen shot a goal! Oh, it's a drop goal! It's a drop goal from Andre Esterhuizen, and then it's 3 points in the bank, and the difference now is 10. I was confused what he was trying to do there. He stopped short and he just pops it over. What a way to finish the half. The Sharks nail the droppy right on half time, and they take their lead out to 10 at the break. What a performance by the Sharks. That second stanza was absolutely impressive. Nonetheless, the Reds, though, have a big task to do now. They've got to score twice to just gain the lead back. 2 converted tries will put them on 21, and that will be the goal for them. They had to really shut out the Sharks for the rest of this matchup, just like the Sharks have done to the Reds. Look at those stats. 33% of the ball is not enough for the Reds. They're lucky that they've managed to get that 7-pointer early on in the first half. 27% of territory, even worse. The Reds have big troubles. The Sharks are dominating, and that drop goal really was a small price to pay for the Reds for the way that they have been dominated. 3 line breaks to just 1, where it's the opposite for handling here as the Reds making many more mistakes in the first half. The Sharks dominate though, and they lead 17-7 over the Reds after a good performance after that opening couple of minutes. The Reds took the lead early, but the Sharks pulled them back, and now they lead 17-7 at the break. Let's get back down to the action for the second half. So a lot rides on the start of the second half for these two sides. The Reds, they've got to strike early, they've got to strike first. Another score for the Sharks. This one will be done and dusted and a long way back for the visiting side. Here is Higgity, and he gets his back underway. Again, he opts this high kick deep down into Sharks territory, and it's taken well from Tendai and Tawera, who charges outside his 22. It goes back to Dupree, who chooses to smash this long. Playing the territory game, the lead is with the Sharks, and Hamish Stewart almost gets away from the chase. Gets his Reds team up to halfway. Here's Harry Hoopert running sideways. Hoopert, no one really within a chance of getting in support. Here is Higgity, and he decides to try and take on the defensive work of Luasi and Volvo. And he stopped just a couple of metres over the halfway line. Here's Higginbotham. Oh, that's a hard shot. Now the referee blows us up. Yellow card. Dished down. Instantly. It's a yellow. The Sharks are a man down. Oh, a twist and turn. A man is gone, and it's Louis Schroeder who will spend 10 in the bin. How quickly the game can change. Now with 14 men, the Sharks are on the back of some desperate times. The Reds have advantage. The Reds are in the 22. The Reds need to score. That is the long and short of it. Alex Murphy will throw into the front. Isaac Rodder does well. McDermott out to Higgity. Higgity runs to them. Higgity steps. Throw one tackle. Higgity goes through. And Higgity scores. Wow, simple as you like. Quick as you like. The Reds are in. Higgity at first receiver. He took on the one defender in front of a man on defence. beat him soundly, and then a desperate attempt from Cohen Bosch at the end, not enough to stop him. There was the break, it was through the tackle of Van Wyk, and he was not good enough to stop the rampaging number 10. Bryce Hegarty gets himself a try, and he's put in an impressive display here for the Reds. Here's the step, look at that, hard to stop, elusive running there from Hegarty, and Cohen Bosch desperately could not drag him out the try line, and good performance from Hegarty sees him pick up his first try of the game, and the second for the Reds. It's been a long time between Drinkstones inside 5 that they scored the opener. Now we're pretty much at the 50 before they get their second, and this will bring them within 3 of the Sharks as over it goes. And the yellow card has been well and truly costly for the Sharks. Just minutes of the man off the field, Schroeder, and the Reds have jumped in. 17-14 the score now. And surely they've got to smash this long. Dupree does go high. He goes down to the 22, and McDermott finds Murphy. Here we go with the Reds. They're wanting to run it, and it's Summer creeping away to Chris Fiala. Sortier. He's still got Novalu. Novalu pops it back. There was some shepherding defence there from Van der Walt, but the way they go, still the Reds. Sakai Loto keeping things intact, and he takes a tackle, and there is a pile of black jerseys there that dominate the breakdown and turn it over. Wide now go the Sharks, and it's Dupree gets the pass from Isaacson and kicks away down to Stewart, who goes to Hegarty. He tries to run away from the defender and only finds Karevi, who is caught short and inside his 22. It's a dangerous game to play this for the Reds. Lamb right, oh, he's running it himself right, and he's hacked it away. Decent little nudge too from the flanker. It's rolling end on end. No one's home for the Sharks. Oh, what a kick! What a kick from Liam Wright. Take off that number 7, son. Put on the 10. That is a scorching kick. Bad news though for the Reds. Good for the Sharks as the return of Louis Schroeder from the naughty boys share. The yellow card time is up, as Kieran Van Vuren will throw in to the line out, and he goes to try score. Harry Andrews finds out to Volvo, giving it quickly to Andre Esterhuizen, who kicks this one long over halfway back to Hamish Stewart, who takes his time, looks for a way through, but it's a good chase by the Sharks, and he stopped short even of the 10-metre line. Poor return there from the Reds fullback Hooper. Running the first receiver, Higginbotham. This is much better for the Reds. Higginbotham way to Karevi. Karevi puts the wheels down. Big pass wide. Chris Fiala Sortia will score for the Reds. That will put them in the lead, and they've got 15 minutes to hang tight. Fiala Sortia has been phenomenal tonight, and he found himself with room out on the right wing. A straight sprint up against Philip Van der Walt, and you know what the result of that is going to be. The blindside flanker had no chance against the outside centre, and it is try-time Reds. The action keeps on coming. Samu Karevi, the creator, great work too from the inside centre. He sets it all up. And Fiala Sortia, the finishing touch of champions, puts the Reds back in the lead. Well, it has been an action-packed matchup. Reds striking early, the Sharks fighting back to a lead. The yellow card ultimately will be decisive, and now a scorching play from the Reds will give them a lead. Will it be 2 or will it be 4? Right in front, you can put your house on those ones. It is over from Hegarty. And 21-17, they need to score, the Sharks, and they need to score pretty quickly as well. 2 penalties will do it, but do they have time? Just over 10 minutes to go. Question marks already surrounding how this one's going to end. Here's Angus Scott Young away to, this hot stepping Harry Hoopert. What a little play there from the loose head prop. It's there for Hegarty, who's looking up for a touch finder. He's hacked it a bit haphazardly, and it's gone straight to touch on the full. He's been so good today, has Hegarty. This one is his one rare mistake, and that could be costly as well, giving the ball to the Sharks inside the Reds' half. 9 minutes on the clock. Here comes the throw. Stolen! Salakar Loto! That's what the big man does, and that is a huge turnover for the Reds. Right, goes back to Higginbotham, who says, I don't want it, and he gives Hegarty wide for Karevi. Karevi's going to look for touch. Oh, Karevi's knocked it on! Oh, that is terrible for the Reds. Double mistake. Samu Karevi, so dependable, but dependable when he runs. This time he wanted to kick, and it all went pear-shaped. Time is ticking though for the Sharks. 6 minutes now remains. Last scrum they dominated. Hasn't been one since. Now, they've got the chance of a lifetime. Oh, the Reds! Oh, this young pack! Not to be pushed around! The Reds turn it over! Higginbotham away to Karevi, and he's going to make do now. He's made his kick away, and it goes straight to the bread basket of Kerwin Bosch. Slides it back, Schroeder. Wide for Hiron Andrews. Van Buren gets it outside nicely. to Vermeulen, goes back to Issahays, and it's all happening here. Offload City by the Sharks as they go up to the 10-metre line. Here's Nkosi trying to do it himself. He's caught on the halfway line for the Sharks. Bit of a dummy pass as it gets it away to Issahays. And now they're behind halfway, and there goes full time, but it's not over yet. Wait until that whistle blows. Good tackle there, Angus Scott Young gets it away to Nkosi though. It is lightning up here, drop the prayer. Oh, turnover! Karevi, the master, the captain, the leader of this red side, will win it for the Reds. Famous victory for the Reds. This young team, they don't know how to play in South Africa. They're learning, and they have learned one hell of a lesson here today on how to get the job done in Durban. It's been a long time, 15 years in this city, but it's been 4 years since the win in South Africa. This one is massive for the Reds. 21-17, it doesn't matter how marginal it is, but when a win like this comes around, it is monumental for a side like the Reds, and they will take this one massively into the rest of their season. Huge heart, huge determination, and some great chances taken too from the visiting side. The Sharks were messing around though. Drop goals were coming out even to keep their lead intact. It wasn't enough at the end of the day, and a dominant second half Reds display has seen them come away with the W. 21-17 the final score. The Reds over the Sharks. For the Sharks, 2 try scorers, Hiron Andrews and Lwazi Volvo picking up 1 apiece. It was Rob Dupree with 2 out of 2 from the tee, and of course Andre Esterhuizen with the 1 drop goal that made it at half-time 17 points to 7. At that point there was only 1 try to the Reds. Chris Fiawi Sortia, and the conversion from Hegarty. After the half-time break though, it was Bryce Hegarty who got in the act, scoring his try, and of course Fiawi Sortia coming off the back of another Hegarty bust to grab his second try of the fixture. 3 conversions for Hegarty as well. A great night for the fly half, picking up a big points haul, all but 10 points, 11 of the 21 going the way of the number 10. This is a massive victory for the Reds, and this is going to go well for the rest of the year with this sort of confidence coming from it as well. The stats at halftime were extremely one-sided. You saw them. The Reds had just over 30% of possession and just under 30% of territory. They turned that around massively, especially possession up almost to 60%, dominating that second half. Territory though, not too much of a difference, but they did get it up almost to 40%, running from distance to score most of their tries. When they did get a chance, they quickly put them away. One thing that the Sharks will rue is the yellow card that went to Louis Schroeder. That one has cost them dearly as the Reds scored 7 pretty crucial points in that 10-minute period, and that was ultimately the difference between the two sides just being 4. The Reds so fought back well, and they'll be more than pleased with his performance on the road, especially in South Africa, and that is the game of the round number 10 of Super Rugby. Thanks for tuning in and joining us. What do you think deserves to be the game of the round from the future rounds as well? Do let me know if there's something you would like to see from future rounds of the competition as well. South African derbies, pretty hard to predict what's going to happen. There's always these big shock upsets. Thanks for tuning in though. I hope you all enjoyed the match-up, and I'll see you plenty more rugby action in the coming days. Until then, thanks for watching, and as always, take care.